Hello. I recently watched Kate Middleton's Wardrobe Secrets, a documentary created in 2017 by Screen Channel Television. Here are some of the interesting highlights. Kate Middleton appeared 166 times on the cover of Hello magazine, per Rosie Nixon, editor-in-chief. And Elizabeth Emanuel, royal courtier and fashion designer, said girls want to look like Kate. She's got an achievable look. It is said that Kate really became a fashion A-lister after her engagement to William in November 2010. And on the 16th of November 2010, he said he proposed to her after taking her out to a fancy restaurant. And in this particular interview where he discussed this, they sat side by side, him in a navy blue suit and her in a long sleeve, body-hugging, V-neck sapphire blue Daniela Israeliel design dress. And they told of their upcoming historic event, which of course was the wedding that followed. At the time, she wore Diana's sapphire blue ring, which was given to her as the engagement ring. The dress that she wore sold out in 43 countries in minutes. And this started a trend with people buying what Diana was wearing. Now, there is a nanny out there. Her name is Valerie. Last name wasn't given, but apparently she has decided she's Kate's #1 fan, and she has replicated many of the designs that Kate has worn. She said she'll even have a tailor to make dresses like Kate's if she can't buy the real thing. Elizabeth Emanuel is one of the royal courtiers, and I want you to look at my video where I explain what that is. Some of the nicknames given to Kate in this documentary was Global Style Icon, The Style Icon, Queen of the Fashion Scene, Global Trendsetter, a coat hanger with a head, and this is a description. Everything suits her. So many people watched the historic event, the wedding, where she married William. And one example of someone in attendance was Victoria Beckham, who wore her own brand, which was a navy blue dress and a fascinator on her head. And there was also lots of hats galore at Westminster Abbey, where the nuptials were held. And Kate herself, as I mentioned before, wore a brand Alexander McQueen lace dress designed by Sarah Burton. The lace had motifs of roses, thistles, daffodils, and shamrocks, representing the 4 nations of the United Kingdom. It was described as the dress of the century. The best dress ever? Now, she also had a tiny corset that accented her tiny waist. There were also rouleau loops or fabric loops for fastening the 58 tiny buttons that went down the back. That's basically a Victorian era style with a traditional closure technique often used in couture garments. And once again, the fabric loops close those buttons. She also had a dramatic train of almost 9 feet. Now, when she had their firstborn, Prince George, and introduced him to the world, she was wearing a nice polka dot blue dress. But when Princess Charlotte was born, during the occasion where she announced the birth of that baby, she had leveled up to Seraphine, which is a maternity label for celebrities. And what she was wearing there was a baby blue coat-like dress with fitted sleeves. And the owner of Seraphine at the time was Cecile Reynaud, and she has since sold her company. Even Halle Berry was quoted as wearing Seraphine designs. Anyway, when it came to her style Bible, so to speak, it's indicated that she definitely likes ruching around her waist. She's a fan of skinny jeans. She also has worn deck shoes, prefers sleeves, and you might notice that she often wears long sleeves, whereas, as an example, Michelle Obama as First Lady, you notice that she made sleeveless dresses very fashionable. Back to Kate, she loves small print, loves knee-length dresses, prefers clutches, and she believes coordinating is a must. But once again, back to that tiny waist of hers, she likes nipping at her waist. And she doesn't really like overwhelming with jewelry, but prefers, as an example, sparkle earrings. Now, one of the things that happened also is that Kate was on the 100th edition of Vogue magazine as the cover girl, and she basically sported a country chic look. As far as the runway, it was mentioned that the palace itself has lots of red carpet where she can get practice before going out, but when she is out red carpet ready, most of the descriptions for her or include words like elegant, timeless, and classic. Some of the favorites regarding her red carpet look included a cream fashion forward Barbara Casasola designed, where she was said to have $1 million look, a white slitted dress by Self-Portrait, a boho off the shoulder floral jacquard by Alexander McQueen, and a blush Jenny Peckham shimmering sequined gown worn at an art charity event. Let's go back to some adjectives describing her. High street, high end, trendsetter, beautiful, and it's said that she's going to get better and that the expectations of her continuing to level up or glow up will continue. And I think it's important to just mention this last little detail. During a tour, when she visited Canada, she wore a maple leaf hat and a red and white dress when visiting Canada, and there was a very loving and receptive crowd. Interestingly enough, if you look at the Canadian flag, there is a maple leaf on there. So there was an interesting nod to the country that she was visiting. I've been blessed to write a book about a Christian fashion designer, and I hope you'll check it out. The link is in the description box. The book is titled Come Through Benita, Seamstress on Fire. And if you like content related to fashion, please like, share, and subscribe, and share this video. But once again, you would like to get that book, so look in the description box and get your copy. Have a great day.